One of the first things that amazed me when we moved here was that they have a minor league baseball team.
Why was that so exciting?
I found out that they were a AAA baseball team, which is the best minor league team you can have. They're one step under the majors. And I've never seen a team like that. I've never watched them play. I've never seen any of that. And so it's exciting. And the first time we went, I was like, baseball's kind of meh. Wasn't the greatest baseball. But then as the season went on and we went into the second season, baseball got better and better. Because what probably happened was we caught a rookie class. And that's why. And they got better over time. But it was interesting. But this year, they're in first place.
I think they're better than their major league team, honestly.
Yeah.
I would love to see them play against each other. It'd be hilarious.
They're an affiliate of the A's.
Would destroy the A's.
I think the only place where the A's would have the advantage is in pitching. The Aviators don't have the greatest pitching. And that makes sense because pitchers are in high demand because they're constantly getting injured. So they pull them up. So yeah, they don't have a lot of good pitchers. I think it's interesting because you know that I like baseball, and we moved away from a major baseball city where there were 2 baseball stadiums within half hour of each other's drive, and then one that's 2 hours away down in San Diego. We had a lot of choices for baseball. And then we moved here, and it was like, oh, there's a minor league team. Let's go check it out. And the price was really intriguing to me. Because if you remember, the first time we went, we sat right behind home base. $50 total, $25 a ticket. And that includes the fees, by the way.
It's a bit more than that now. You end up paying more like $70 to sit there now, but still, to sit right behind home plate with all that leg room.
With all that. And it's so cheap. Remember when we were in Colorado, the guy said it was like $750 for tickets behind the thing there. And they can't even win a game. People are paying $700.
On the Rockies. Maybe they're probably not paying that this year.
I would hope not.
You probably have 4 people attending games this year.
Pretty much. It's pretty sad. It's like people don't understand that kind of stuff. I saw a watch party for the Knights, and they're like, oh, look at this is the Knights watch party. And there's 25 people there. Isn't that sad? Meanwhile, in Edmonton, the entire city square is full. Yeah, because that's also because that's the main place where the team put on the event. The Knights didn't put on the event at that little dinky park in the middle of nowhere.
I saw that the Illuminarium is having trouble getting a whole bunch of people to come to their watch parties too. This round, just because they haven't been winning.
But they're also expensive.
It's $15 to go.
Yes, that's just to get in, to watch their TV.
Okay.
Something you could do for free at home.
Some people like to be around other people while they watch sports. Not everybody's
you want to know why those things are becoming interesting to me?
Why?
Because I can't fucking watch a sports game anymore without the damn dog having a fucking cow about it. And it makes me sad because I don't like making her upset. But at the same time, I think to myself, how are you so stupid that you don't understand that I'm not mad at you?
I hope they win tonight because that way we still have another chance to actually go to a watch party of some variety.
Because there's no flipping way. Just that's why it's becoming more and more interesting to me. And it would be worth the $30 to me to save her feelings. I know it's weird, guys. I know. I'm crazy.
She's the biggest.
But that's why this one here will never leave me because I'm crazy and I love the animals and I love her and I love everybody. So there you go.
He's feeling very lovey today in case you all didn't notice.
Except Janelle and Amber. I don't love them.
All right. Wow. So you love Farrah. How disgusting is that?
I don't give Farrah 2 thoughts, but at least she's a mom. Barely's better than not at all.
She takes her kid on porn shoots, okay?
She did, allegedly.
Her daughter shoots her OnlyFans content for her. Enough said. And she said that on Instagram.
I haven't seen her OnlyFans content, but I can only imagine. And yeah.
Disgusting. Your teen mom is disgusting.
I saw her video.
That's nice.
And she's nasty.
Yes.
Like, she talks nasty, but that's just an act. I guarantee you she wasn't like that when she was making the baby.
She was 16.
Still wasn't like that.
Of course she wasn't like that.
Well, there are some people who claim she was.
She didn't get like that until after she had the boob job and then somebody hired her to do porn.
But see, this is why she will never leave me because I'm just open-minded and we can talk about anything. And I don't care. I don't judge.
Yes, like how you watched Backdoor Teen Mom.
Accept him. You're the one who probably gave me the link to it.
No.
I think you might.
We had a discussion about it. You had already watched it.
I think you might.
No.
Anyway, that brings us to today's asshole. So we're about to do our Am I the Asshole segment where Torya has picked an Am I the Asshole from the wide spaces of the internet, and she will read it. I get to react as we go along, or I can keep quiet until the end, or I can do both. Actually, we can give commentary during and then after. Then I'm going to tell you who I think is the asshole. She's going to tell you who she thinks is the asshole. Then we're going to talk about it. We'll drop in some of the comments that she's found and go.
Unfortunately, today we're not going to know what other people think because this was posted by a third-party site and they didn't include any of the comments. But am I the asshole for considering divorcing my sick wife after 16 years of marriage?
Yes.
I agree.
You just stop right there. That's enough.
Anyway, I, 41 male, have been married to my wife, 40 female, for 16 years, and we have 2 wonderful children that I adore. I've been struggling for the last handful of years because my wife has been battling unknown health issues that have made her participate less and less in the family. She's typically in bed for 12 hours out of the day, and usually only goes to sleep late, like 3 a.m. She experiences frequent migraines, various inflammation-related issues, and is taking medication for depression. I've tried to do what I can to support her by researching doctors and treatments to explore. I've recommended she also try therapy, since I know she has some family issues in her past that she hasn't sorted out yet. She declined and did not move forward with it. She takes some steps to try to make progress, but those steps are few and far between and usually at my prompting. I know she is frustrated by having tests come back as normal. I also worry she doesn't properly manage her pain. She doesn't explore the migraine pain medications to alleviate the symptoms that plague her. All this is translated into me having to bear most of the burden of keeping the family running, fixing, maintaining the house, doing the vast majority of the household chores, and spending quality time with the kids on the weekend and planning family events. I work a high-stress job, and I am the sole breadwinner for the family. Our sex life has been non-existent for over 5 years. When she's awake, she's usually sedentary and watching movies by herself. She is able to drive the kids to and from school and after-school activities and occasionally has the ability to do some of the dishes. So she does contribute somewhat.
This is a long one, man. I'm trying to take mental notes. That's why I'm being quiet.
It's a really long one. There's a part of me that wants to persevere and stand by her because she's the mother of our children and there's still love between us, however faint. But a growing part of me wants more. I want someone who wants to go to dinner with me, someone who supports me when I'm having a bad day, someone who is awake for breakfast and wants to talk to me, someone who can help shoulder the burdens of life. Right now, I feel perpetually tired, alone, and starved for any type of affection. I've told her what I need, but I feel those hard conversations only put more stress on her and nothing really changes. If I get a divorce, it would be very hard on my children. Decimate the finances I've labored for so many years to establish, and honestly, I don't know how she would manage on her own. But if I stay, I worry I won't be able to find a way to be happy again. Am I wrong, even thinking about divorce, especially since I know she's battling these unknown health issues?
I still stick with what I said in the beginning, but I'm going to give it some explanation because there's a lot of finesse to this one. Because I was once taught that when there's conflict like this, that both parties are 100% to blame because they could have changed the situation somehow. And I'm going to say that I can see that here because the woman is not trying hard. I have had my knee problem bothering me, or the week before it was my foot. I have had some kind of fucking plague for a long time. But did that stop me from recording fucking all day on a Saturday or any of that? No, it doesn't stop a damn thing because I have committed to be a part of that life and doing that with you. So why, if you've committed to marry this man, he's gonna be understanding if you're a little slower and you can't stay out as long, but at least participate a little bit. I don't understand people that do that. Okay, so that I see his point. She could change that, but here's the bigger issue. He really shouldn't consider divorce unless he has done everything within his power to make the situation better. And I don't think he can say that he's done everything because the one thing he hasn't done is encourage her to do what I just said. Live life as much as she's capable of, at the speed and length of time that she's capable of. Because you know what will happen? A lot of people out of spite will be like, fine, I can do 30 minutes. Where can we go in 30 minutes? And they do it out of spite, but that 30 minutes turns into 3 hours because once they're out, they're like, oh, this is nice. let's go get some ice cream. And then off you go. And it just changes everything. He needs to encourage her to live life. And that's why I think he's an asshole, because instead of that, because that could be hard, he wants to bail. And here's what my thoughts on that are. You and I are married. No matter what, we show each other respect. We show each other trust because we've earned both of those things from each other. So from there, I don't have to tell you any of the, what about this and what about that? Because those things are off the books. If those happened, it would be weird and nuclear. You know what I'm talking about. But there's nothing you could do or say to me that would make me be like, that's it, I'm done. And I'm talking within the parameters of the mutual respect and mutual trust. So obviously there wouldn't be cheating because that wouldn't be within those parameters. Because at that point, who knows what the hell happens? That's the nuclear option. What the hell? It could be a see you later, or it could be a let's fight. So he's an asshole because he didn't fight for it. He was willing to run, and all he had to do was encourage her to live fucking life as much as she possibly could. Show her that 25% of her is good enough for you. Show her that.
So I agree with you that he's the asshole, but my reasoning is different.
Okay, that's normal for us.
So she's dealing with the two things that he listed specifically, migraines and depression. Medicated depression.
Yeah.
Those are two very shitty things to be dealing with as a human being.
Uh-huh.
Also, when he married her, he promised in sickness and in health.
That's what I was talking about.
And then I have a third reason as well. If he divorces her, he will likely be taking full custody of the children. She'll have visitation, but she's sick. Like, she can't take care of them. Is his life really going to be any less work? No, he's just going to get some skank from the gym to touch his tra-la-la once in a while.
Basically.
But maybe he could have the conversation about letting the skank from the gym touch his tra-la-la.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing that happens. Yeah.
With his wife. Conversation with his wife.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, these guys, they think they'll just divorce the wife, have custody of the kids, and then they'll use Tinder.
He promised like Big Ed.
And have random hookups, right? From Tinder. Right. That's so dangerous when you have kids in the house to bring strangers. I don't even care. Like, people say, my kids weren't with me that weekend. I don't care. Stranger know where you live and see everything in your house, and they could come back and kill you.
Right.
And your children because they'll be there the next weekend. It's not smart.
Right.
This is why people, when they have kids and they're divorced and they're first starting a relationship, they'll get a hotel room with the person. And they'll explain it though. Okay, we can't do this yet. There you go. Because you got to earn the trust and the respect. But once that's earned, he owes it to her to go all the way. And he's not going all the way, so he's an ass. And so I believe you have 3 reasons and I only have the one. And the one is one of your reasons. So we actually do agree completely.
Right. Right.
But you had extras, which, you know what? Your extras are excellent points.
Yours is kind of a what if. Like, what if she is already giving it all she can give it?
But he would have said that. I would have to trust that he would have said that in the thing. He was fair.
But he doesn't.
Dude, he took up 20 minutes of her time for you to read that, for hell.
He doesn't know, though, if she's giving it her all. He's just whining about not getting laid for 5 years. This dude, he's a bad dude. This is like leaving your wife because she has terminal cancer.
Guys,
you're a piece of trash.
This is why we need like something like a Patreon, because here's something I'm going to say to Torya that you're never going to hear. Remind me to tell you my story about the 5-year comment that you just made. Cool. It's funny. You're going to laugh. Anyway, none of you are going to hear it.
He's a trash can. This dude. He's a trash can.
Yeah.
I think he's just a bad dude.
I'm not sure that I wowould go that far, though. See, now I'm going to defend him a little bit. I don't think I'd go that far because at least he's trying to understand. He didn't just go, I'm divorcing her. It's stupid. He's going to Reddit or wherever to ask, but
there's either Reddit or Facebook. By the asshole groups are.
It's just dumb to go to social media for this kind of thing. Hey, people who don't know me or my significant other or my children or anyone in my family know nothing about our situation. What would you think? But listen to me for 1 second. As social media, you got one side of the story, bruh.
He said he suggested that she go to therapy to try to deal with her issues. Why not suggest that the two of you go to therapy and try to deal with some of your issues? You obviously have issues too, bro.
You suggest that you do it.
Right. Maybe then she'll feel more comfortable. Maybe she doesn't need to open up about her family issues.
It's funny, but since I don't have to play games with you, and I can just be honest with you, I could tell you this. If I had to play games with you to get you to see things that way, I would just be like, hey, you know what? After everything that happened, it showed me some things about me that I need to work on. So I'm going to go see this therapist. And you know what? Might help you too. You never know. If you're interested, we can see if she has an appointment for you. That's it.
Or go see her together.
Well, or go as a couple, but maybe you want to do it separately. But the point is, I would make the suggestion and let you decide whether you wanted to do it or not. And that's it. It would be over with after the suggestion. Because I feel like as your partner, if I think there's something wrong and it could be fixed some way, I owe it to you to at least tell you about it. And I'm not even making you, and that's the point. By never mentioning it again is the proof that I don't care what your decision is. I just want you to make it with the information that's available to help you.
I don't know. He went on and on about the 5 years that she's been sick, and he was very into tooting his own horn about the things that he has done.
Yeah.
And
it
they
makes me
do very
wonder.
small.
You know what I'm going to tell you? 5 years ago, right when he found out that she had the disease, he got caught banging the hot soccer mom from his kid's soccer team, and they were banging in the back of the minivan, and wife caught him. Wife devastated, said, that's it. I'm not opening my legs for you ever again. And now he's whining because 5 years have gone by and he's tried to be the good guy and he's not really a good guy. You know what? I've changed my mind. You're right. He's dirt. No, but this is what I'm saying about this situation. It's very nuanced. And you have brought up points that as we talk about it, which is important to do, right? You've changed my mind about, not really changed my mind. You've pointed me in the same direction as you. I didn't have a decision made on the point, so there's no way to change my mind. But you pointed me to a conclusion that I agree with.
I think you're right. Both people have done things that they could have done differently that would have made their marriage a little bit better.
100%.
But I think he's done way more things that he could have done to make their marriage better.
That's why people always remember that when there's a conflict, the vast majority of conflicts, it's 100% your fault and 100% the other person's fault. And what that literally just means is, could either of you have done even one thing to change the outcome?
Unless, of course, he was begging the soccer coach in the back of the minivan, at which point it's all him.
The no sex part for 5 years is also her too. Could have given him something. If they're going to stay married, doesn't make sense to me. But again, I see why, and I'm okay with why. It's just there has to be a why. And in this case, there's a why. But
it'd be so great if we could get the wife's perspective.
Yeah, and that's what I said.
What did she think about the last 5 years?
But see, that's what I said. We only have one person's side.
Right.
Maybe,
and everybody is biased towards themselves.
But like I said, maybe we hear, that's where I was going with it before. Maybe if we hear the wife's side, the first thing she's going to say is, I had found out that I had this potentially fatal disease and that it was what was causing me to feel slow and whatever. And then the next thing, 2 days later, I found out that he's been banging the soccer mom, the manager of the soccer team my son is on.
Right.
Oh, so that's why you haven't had sex with him for 5 years? Exactly. Because for the first year, I was too pissed thinking about it and I had to worry about my own health. But after that, he just never tried. See, that's how it goes. And that's a completely different perspective, but they both mesh. Think about it. She's not denying that they haven't had sex in 5 years. She's just saying her reasoning why they haven't. It's different than his reasoning why they haven't.
Right.
And that can happen. That's why I love when people argue about stupid stuff like that because, hey guys, both can be true at the same time. So I don't know. I think you've brought up some really good points, and I think your nuances were much better than mine.
To be fair, I read this weeks ago.
That's true too.
Think about it.
Yeah. What is interesting though is that you had your reasoning nailed down. Like you just told me and I was like, what about, never mind. Okay. Before I would say it to you, I would think of what you were going to say back and be like, she's right. I played it like a chess game, right? What if I do this? She's going to say this. Uh-oh, don't want that. Next. And I was just like, I can't argue with her. All right. I think you changed my mind. Which you really didn't change my mind, as I said before.
I just added additional points to your argument.
Give me a perspective that I didn't have.
There's a lot of reasons that this man is the asshole. There's maybe only one reason that he gave us that his wife is an asshole.
Like you said, he gave us. As we just said, Perspectives matter because she could see, yeah, we haven't had sex in 5 years, but here's why. And it's totally different reason than his.
Right.
It's always my favorite, like when couples talk about things like that. Have you talked to her about it? No. Then how do you expect to fix it, bro? And that's why people just need to remember that one little thing they do can change the outcome of a situation. And I think that's important to remember as a human in any situation.
I guess before we get repetitive, good night, everyone.
Repetitive, but bye-bye.